What is going on, fellow vets? Brian Reese here, the VA Claims Insider, coming at you live from Austin, Texas. This is VA Claim Secrets. I'm explaining the top 3 easiest things to claim for VA disability in 2021. I'm also revealing and explaining some unbelievable bonus content, so stick around until the end. If you're stuck, if you're frustrated, if you're underrated, if you would like to speak with a VA disability claim expert, a coach trained in my process, you'll be able to talk to one today in a matter of minutes. Okay? You can start free right now at vaclaimsinsider.com. Now, quick disclaimer, I'm not an attorney. I'm not an accredited agent. I'm not an accredited VSO or any other entity recognized by the VA. We have nothing to do with the VA. This video is for informational and educational purposes only and should not be substituted for the medical advice from a doctor or healthcare provider or the legal advice of a VA accredited attorney. Okay, now please also note your individual results may vary. Okay, you acknowledge that there are free services available to help you with benefits, and we recommend them. You'll see a list there on the screen. Okay, utilization of VA Claims Insider LLC's website or services is not required to submit a VA disability claim for benefits, and you may achieve a positive outcome with these other free or paid organizations. I am sharing some real testimonials today. They're real, they weren't influenced or doctored in any way. They just wanted to share their story with you. Okay. By the way, VA Claims Insider, we make no guarantee of results by using or watching this video, our website, or our services, and your individual results may vary. If anybody ever guarantees you a VA disability rating, run, because they can't. The only one who can make that decision is the VA. However, we can help position you so that you can maximize the benefits that you've earned for your honorable service to our nation. Okay, so let's jump into this. 3 keys to VA claim success. For every VA disability claim you've ever filed, previously, maybe you're filing for an increase now, maybe you're going to add secondary conditions. You must meet these 3 keys to success. Number 1, you must have a medical diagnosis of the disability you're filing for, and it needs to be documented in a medical record, service treatment records, VA records, or any private records, okay? But it's got to be somewhere. Now, there's a myth out there that you have to have been diagnosed while you were in service, and it's got to be in your service records. That's false. It does not have to be in your service treatment records. In fact, it's probably not there, especially if you got out of the service years ago. But you have to get a diagnosis now, so get your butt to the doctor, okay? Pick up the phone, call the VA, call your private provider, and get an appointment. Okay, so that's the number 1 thing you got to have. The second thing is, once you have that diagnosis, your disability must have been caused or made worse by your active duty military service or by another service-connected disability rated at 0% or higher. That's if you're going for secondary service connection. Okay, now that nexus is like this mysterious term, and it pisses me off because all it means is link. Nexus means link or connection. Okay, that's it. That's all you got to have. Now, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how you go about proving your nexus, even if you've already been denied before. Okay, there's a way, and it's with something called a medical nexus letter. Okay, also known as an independent medical opinion. If you've got number 1, you got number 2, then it goes to number 3. The third part here is what determines your final VA rating by law. Okay, persistent and recurring symptoms of the disability into the present day. How is your disability negatively limiting or affecting you? Okay, it's called severity of symptoms. The more severe your symptoms, the higher the VA rating. The less severe your symptoms, the lower your VA rating. Now, what the rater's looking for is frequency, severity, and duration of symptoms over time. Okay, and I'm going to show you in this presentation how you prove it. So here's an expert tip: high value versus low value claims. If you're trying to increase your VA disability rating, you need to layer in some high value claims. If you suffer from any of these conditions listed on the screen right now, please absolutely consider filing for them or filing for an increase if you believe your symptoms are now worse. Okay. There's 31 mental health conditions that can be rated under the law. Those are high value claims. Things like sleep apnea syndromes. Okay, obstructive sleep apnea is one of the most common ones we see. Migraine headaches. Okay, now there's over 150 different types of headaches that you could be eligible for under the law that can be rated. Respiratory conditions, asthma, heart and lung conditions, those are high value claims. Chronic fatigue syndrome, GERD, IBS, so any of the digestive system issues, gastroesophageal reflux disease, which is severe acid reflux, IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, plantar fasciitis, which is severe heel pain, radiculopathy, peripheral neuropathy, and Gulf War syndrome presumptive conditions. I'm going to get into those a little bit later. Those are all high value claims versus low value claims. Those are disabilities with a low likelihood of being rated at 30% or higher on their own. And those are things like tinnitus, the ringing in the ear syndrome, hearing loss, very commonly rated at 0%. If you're lucky enough to get it service connected. Many of the musculoskeletal conditions, shoulders, knees, hips, joints, back, very common that those are rated between 10 and 30%, as well as scars. Okay. So check it out. Secret data. This is straight from the Veteran Benefits Administration's annual report to Congress on benefits. Okay. Now, this is the most prevalent service connected disabilities of all new compensation recipients. Okay. Tinnitus is number one, which is the ringing of the ear syndrome. You'll see limitation of flexion of the knee, hearing loss, lumbosacral or cervical strain. That's a back condition. You've got, or back and neck condition, excuse me, limitation of motion of the arm, scars, limitation of motion of the ankle, PTSD, migraines, and then paralysis of the sciatic nerve. That's called sciatica. Okay. It's a form of the radiculopathy. Here's the most prevalent service-connected disabilities for all compensation recipients. Okay, here's the top 10. Now, take a look again. You've got tinnitus and hearing loss, 1 and 2. You've got the knee, third. But post-traumatic stress disorder, one of the primary mental health conditions that so many veterans suffer from, is number 4. The lumbosacral or cervical strain, that's neck and then radiating down through your back. Scars, paralysis of the sciatic nerve, limitation of range of motion of the ankle, migraine headaches, limitation of motion of the arm. Now remember the low value claims versus the high value claims, okay? But these are the top 10 most common service connected VA disability claims. And it's right in the VBA's annual report to Congress. I'm just presenting it to you and explaining it. Here's the most prevalent service-connected disabilities, again, of all new recipients by body system, by male, female, and then by percentage of the totals. Okay, now I'm not going to read every single one, but it's just broken out. I wanted you to see the different body systems that are involved in the disability rating system. Here's the most prevalent service-connected disabilities of all compensation recipients by disability, by body system, and then broken out by male, female percentages, and then totals. Again, I'm not going to go through all of these in detail because we've already covered them, but you'll see tinnitus, hearing loss, musculoskeletal conditions, and mental health conditions are all in the top 4 easiest things to claim for VA disability and the most common that are service connected. Okay. So again, remember I talked about the low value, high value claims. This is why it's important. Now I've highlighted the rating percentage next to the body system. Okay, if you do the math here, you're talking 90+% of folks that are service connected for musculoskeletal conditions, auditory, so tinnitus, hearing loss, neurological conditions, and skin conditions like scarring, they're rated between 0 and 20%. Okay, making those low value claims. Now, that doesn't mean you shouldn't pursue them. If you believe you deserve benefits by law, then go for it. Okay, I'm just sharing the data with you so you can make an informed and educated decision. And then I wanted to share this. Take a look at the ratings for mental health. Okay, now remember, there are 31 rateable mental health conditions under the law. Now, you're only going to get rated for one due to the concept of pyramiding and the prohibition against pyramiding, okay? But take a look here at the ratings. Look at the 50%, 70%, and 100% rating criteria percentage for mental health, Okay, the average VA disability rating for mental health is 70%. Okay, and I'm going to cover that later and talk about the symptoms. Okay, so the number one overall VA disability to claim and win in 2021, tinnitus, whatever you want to call it, aka ringing in the ear syndrome. Now, I put a little pictograph on here so you can follow it. And I'm going to explain this again in a little bit more detail in some coming slides. But the common symptoms here are the ringing, the buzzing. For me, it's kind of a hissing or a buzzing sound in your ear, and only you can hear it. Okay, there isn't actually a noise that's there or happening. You simply have the perception that it is. And by the way, tinnitus can be unbelievably debilitating. It can affect so many other conditions. It can lead to migraine headaches. It can lead to mental health conditions like depression, anxiety. And I'm going to talk about that here in a little bit as well. So according to this report, again, tinnitus was the number one most commonly claimed disability for all veterans across all demographics. Hearing loss was number two. Tinnitus can only be rated at 10% or 10% alone. Okay, now take a look at the percentage of veterans that have an auditory disability. 95.4% of them are rated between 0 to 20%. Again, tinnitus is the number one overall easiest VA disability claim to file and win, in my opinion. What is tinnitus? Again, it's the ringing in the ear, the perception of noise or ringing or buzzing in your ears when in reality, there's nothing actually there. Some of the common symptoms: ringing, buzzing, hissing, roaring, clicking sounds. The most common type of tinnitus, by the way, there's multiple types. According to the Mayo Clinic, is something called subjective tinnitus. What that means is only you can hear it. Okay, but it's by far the most common type of tinnitus that affects veterans. So, people most at risk for tinnitus: seniors, military personnel, musicians, people who work in loud environments. Again, the risk factors for military personnel who have been in combat deployments, austere environments, maybe you've been around airfields, loud noises, maybe you've been on firing ranges. Very, very common for active duty military personnel and veterans to have tinnitus. So here's some possible links I want you to think about for tinnitus direct service connection. Okay. You were in the Air Force and you worked on a flight line as an aircraft mechanic and you didn't wear proper hearing protection. Again, that would be a link back. That's that nexus to what caused or made your tinnitus worse. Example two, you're in the Army, you deployed to a combat zone, exposed to loud explosions, gunfire, loud noises. Example three, you're in the Navy. Maybe you experienced some kind of trauma from an accident. And then example four, maybe you're in the Marine Corps, exposed to loud noises, and you didn't wear proper hearing protection. I mean, get real. When we're in the military, how many of us wore proper hearing protection at all times? Not me. Probably not you either. Okay, so very common for vets to have tinnitus, and there's a range of things that you could have been exposed to that led you to develop the condition. Tinnitus can also be secondary. So the following conditions may cause or make tinnitus worse: Meniere's, depression, anxiety, PTSD, TBI, hearing loss, TMJ, and bruxism, TMD, TMJ, high blood pressure, as well as head and neck conditions. So remember, don't forget about the possible secondary service connection linkages that there may be for you and your family. So in 2021, again, tinnitus can be rated at 10% or nothing at all. There's no lower rating, there's no higher rating. If you're already service connected at 10% for tinnitus, you're as high as you're going to be. Okay, you can't go any higher. There's only one rating. Now, what a lot of vets forget about is the secondary conditions you could file for from your service connected tinnitus. Very common to have depression, anxiety, migraine headaches. Any type of headache secondary to tinnitus is very, very common. Okay. Okay, the number two easiest VA disability claim to win. Period. End of story. Musculoskeletal conditions. You heard me talk and show you the data behind this. You saw a lot of stuff with arms, shoulders, knees, ankles. Okay, so anything that's a musculoskeletal strain, sprain, joint, painful motion, anything that limits your range of motion, if you believe that condition is due to your service or another service connected disability, you're eligible to file for that by law. Okay, and again, according to the report here, musculoskeletal conditions are in the top 5 for all veterans, for all demographics. Again, low value claim. 92.1% of veterans are rated between 0 and 20%. In my opinion, it's the number 2 easiest VA disability claim to win. So what do I need to know about musculoskeletal conditions? You'll see that photo there. That's a doctor with something called a goniometer. That's what measures your range of motion. Now, if you have an in-person C&P exam, compensation and pension exam for musculoskeletal conditions, the doctor is supposed to use one of these. If they don't, make sure you annotate it in case you need to fight against a bad C&P exam. But musculoskeletal conditions come down to 2 things: limitation of range of motion and painful motion. Now, by law, there's something called the painful motion principle. Even if you have full range of motion, if you have pain with that range of motion, the rater, the VA rater, is supposed to give you at least the minimum compensable rating for that condition, okay, which is usually 10% for musculoskeletal conditions. Okay, possible links. You were in the Air Force, you sprained your knee doing fitness training. You're in the Army, you deployed to a combat zone, injured your back. Very common. We carried heavy packs around in austere environments. You were in the Navy, suffered from neck, hip injuries from an accident. You're in the Marine Corps, you injured your wrist during a home station accident. Okay, the thing to remember here is it doesn't just have to be combat related. It can be anything that happened during your service that caused or made your condition worse. Okay. There's also a variety of conditions that can cause or make your musculoskeletal conditions worse. And you can also file quite a few conditions secondary to muscular health or musculoskeletal conditions, to include things like left side of body issues that affect right side of body issues and vice versa. Again, there's a wide range though when it comes to the musculoskeletal rating criteria. You can be rated from 0 to 100%. However, most of these are low value claims. I told you before, over 92% of all veterans with musculoskeletal conditions are rated between 0 and 20%. There's that painful motion principle that I talked about. Okay, so here's the thing. At your C&P exam, you have to be open, honest, and uncomfortably vulnerable. Okay, if you can move, you need to move. But if you can't, or you start to feel any discomfort at all, you make that examiner stop. Okay. If you can't bend over and touch your toes without pain, don't do it. Don't do it. Do not let the doctor force you into uncomfortable and painful positions if you can't do it. Now, if you can and there's no pain, well, you need to be honest about it. Okay. Here's a tip for you. You can Google CFR Title 38, Part 4, the schedule for rating disabilities, and you can keyword search by condition. That's the governing law of all VA disability conditions, okay? And there's over 800 of them by law. Number 3 easiest VA disability win, mental health. Remember I said there's 31 total conditions. The most common ones are post-traumatic stress disorder, generalized anxiety disorder, GAD, major depressive disorder, MDD, chronic adjustment disorder, as well as various somatoform disorders, which is chronic pain syndrome with depression and anxiety. Say what? Mental health conditions were among the number 3 and number 4 most compensated claims among all veterans in all demographics. 91.5% of veterans are rated at 30% or higher for their mental health conditions. Okay, 42.7% are rated at 70% or higher. Okay, again, making it a high value claim. In my opinion, number 3 and 4 easiest and most common VA disability claims to win. So many veterans have mental health issues. Okay, which remind me it's Mental Health Awareness Month. Look, we're open, honest, and uncomfortably vulnerable about mental health all the time. I struggle with mental health daily. Okay, I do. Some days it's hard for me to get out of bed. Some days I'm so angry I just snap over the smallest things. Okay, the insomnia. So many veterans have insomnia, depression, anxiety, panic attacks. anger issues, memory problems, issues in your relationships, substance abuse issues. Okay. Look, I'm here to tell you though, you're not alone. You are not alone. All right. And it's okay not to be okay. And please, I'm begging you, I'm urging you, if you're having thoughts of suicide at all, please pick up the phone and call 1 800 273 8255 and press the number one. It's a free confidential suicide crisis line. Nearly 22 vets a day commit suicide, take their own life. Um, it's horrible, and we need to stop it. Okay. I don't want you to be one of them. Please, please, please pick up the phone and make that call. You can also go to veteranscrisisline.net. Okay. Now, among mental health claims, there are three types. Okay. There's post traumatic stress disorder combat, there's post traumatic stress disorder non combat, which includes a subcategory of military sexual trauma, so assault, harassment. And then there's all other mental health conditions. Things like major depressive disorder, generalized anxiety disorder, somatoform disorders, all kinds of things. There's 30 other mental health claims other than PTSD. Now, a thing to note, PTSD is not the same as the other conditions. There's a humongous difference. And the biggest difference is something called a stressor event. Okay. Post traumatic stress disorder is exactly what it says: post trauma from extreme stress. Okay. It's a mental health condition that's triggered by some type of terrifying event. Either it happened to you directly or you witnessed it directly. Symptoms include flashback nightmares, severe anxiety, panic attacks, depression, insomnia, suicidal thoughts and ideation, anger issues, work problems, relationship issues. Look, I deal with all this. I get it. Okay. We are just like you at VA Claims Insider. Most of us are fellow disabled vets, and we struggle with these things too. But guess what? When you join our community of veterans helping veterans worldwide, we can struggle together. Okay. We can serve and support each other that way. Again, PTSD is different from all the other mental health conditions because PTSD always has a stressor. What is a stressor event? Exposure to death, threatened death. Okay, if you were afraid, you feared for your life. Maybe it was rockets, mortars. Maybe you were afraid for your life from a supervisor who raped you. Okay, that would be an example. Actual serious injury, threatened injuries, acts of violence, threatened sexual violence as well. If you've been in those hostile situations, all of these would be considered stressor events. Now, here's some examples of a combat stressor event: rocket attacks in Afghanistan. Maybe you were part of an enemy ambush in Vietnam. Maybe your convoy was hit by an IED in Iraq, or you witnessed it happen. Maybe there was some type of a flight deck crash in the Gulf War. Maybe you're in the Navy or you served aboard ships. Maybe you saw another service member KIA'd while deployed, or even somebody from the other side of the battle. Okay, those things can be extremely traumatic. Now, some non-combat stressors, these can be even worse. Okay, again, post-traumatic stress disorder does not have to be due to your military combat. Maybe you have non-combat PTSD. And those includes things like military sexual trauma, MST, assault, harassment, service member suicides, a car accident, training, vehicle accidents. Maybe you're the victim of assault, battery, or rape. Maybe you witnessed the rape or the assault or the battery. Again, those are examples of non-combat stressors. Now, here's a pro tip. Is your PTSD stressor good enough for VA purposes? And I've got one main question here for you. Did you fear for your life? If the answer is yes, your PTSD stressor is good enough. If the answer is no, your PTSD stressor is probably not good enough. Okay, now you're going to have to fill out something if you're a first time filer of PTSD called the VA Form 21-0781. That's the statement in support of a claim for service connection for PTSD. You need to identify at least one stressor event. Okay, if you have two, fine. Do your best to list by month and year, as well as any specific details of the incident that you remember in your stressor statement. It's very important. I also recommend that you still write your own personal statement on the VA Form 21-4138 the statement in support of a claim. Okay, sorry for the typo there. It should be the 214138 statement in support of a claim. You still need to be talking about your symptoms and how your PTSD mental health symptoms are limiting or affecting your work, your life, and your social functioning. Buddy letters. If your evidence isn't in your service treatment records and you're trying to prove post traumatic stress disorder, try to get at least one stressor statement buddy letter. All it is a letter written by one of your buddies who saw it happen. And you need to make sure he or she identifies that they saw it happen to you and how those things, how that event changed you. Okay, it's very, very important to get a buddy letter if you don't have these incidents well documented in your service records. If you can't get a buddy letter because, say, all of your buddies are now dead, everybody's passed away because this happened 40 years ago, you should consider writing something called a sworn declaration. Okay, I'm going to give you an example inside of our VA Claims Insider Elite program. If you choose to join us today. Again, if you need some help with your VA disability compensation claim, if you believe you're due an increase, if you've been wrongfully denied, we can absolutely help you with the strategy, education, and medical evidence you need. You can connect with one of our expert level coaches in a matter of minutes at vaclaimsinsider.com. Mental health secondary. Don't kid yourself. There's lots of things that can cause or make mental health conditions worse. Mental health side effects, tinnitus, chronic pain syndromes, and lifestyle impacts like weight gain, TBI, sleep apnea, insomnia. There's lots of possible mental health links secondary to include things like chronic pain syndrome secondary to service connected disabilities that you're already suffering from. Now, some crucial factors to keep in mind in mental health claims. Do you have a medical diagnosis? Is the nexus clear? Okay, remember, nexus means link or connection. Are you actively seeking treatment? Why or why not? If you're not seeking treatment, explain why. Maybe you don't trust the VA, right? You don't trust doctors. You don't want to talk to them about this. But the bottom line is you need to explain why or why not you're seeking treatment. Do you take medications? If so, do they help? Okay, you need to talk about that. Pre-existing issues. If you had some things that have happened to you in your life that triggered things that maybe happened to you during service, that's fine. But did the military service make them worse? Did your military service aggravate a pre-existing mental health condition? Okay, you need to be prepared to talk about that. If you didn't have a pre-existing issue, meaning you had no mental health conditions before you entered the service, then you don't need to talk about this. What is your current level of occupational and social impairment? What that means is, how are your mental health symptoms limiting or affecting your work, your life, your social functioning? Okay. And then you need to be thinking about what are your severity of symptoms? How severe are your mental health symptoms in terms of frequency, severity, and duration? Okay, what about evidence requirements? What do you need to have? If you don't have a medical diagnosis of your condition in a medical record, you're wasting your time. Go get a diagnosis first. Okay. You also want to think about, if you don't have things well documented, how can you submit lay evidence? That's a fancy term that means it's written by a lay person. Okay, that means you and me. It's written by your normal everyday average person, somebody not requiring any specialized education, training, or experience. That's all it is. Lay evidence are things like a buddy letter, a personal statement. Do you have a clear in-service stressor event? And is it documented? If not, how are you going to get it documented? Statement in support of a claim. I recommend you write at least one personal statement for every condition you're claiming. Okay, one is enough, but you should have, let's say you're filing 10 conditions in one claim, you should write 10 statements in support of a claim, one for each condition. Again, if it's not well documented, consider getting a buddy letter from someone 18 years of age or older who has firsthand knowledge of the events and circumstances that led to your disability, or they can shed some light on your current symptoms. Medical research studies, highly recommended. You can search and download linkages for free at pubmed.gov. Okay, it's a free government website to start looking into some of the medical etiology, which means cause or origin, into some of your conditions. I highly, highly recommend, if you've been out of the military for more than a year and your conditions aren't well documented in your service treatment records, you get a private provider to write what's called a medical nexus letter. Absolutely crucial, also known as an IMO. Highly recommended. Now, I wanted to show this to you real quick. The mental health rating criteria. Remember, I talked about the severity of symptoms, okay? Now, I highlighted the 70% rating because that's the average mental health rating today for all veterans across all demographics. And the 70% rating has some pretty severe symptoms overall. You'll see, they're markedly more severe as you go up and down the scale. Now, you don't have to have all of these symptoms. This is a guide. It's not a comprehensive list. And you may have some at the 100% level, some at the 50% level, and you'll get rated at the 70% level. Okay. Your final rating for mental health is supposed to be based upon your preponderance of the symptoms. Okay. Meaning which rating category most accurately approximates your level of impairment. Okay. So again, you don't have to meet all of these. You just need to be thinking about what are your symptoms, how are they affecting you. You need to write them down, and you need to make sure you tell the C&P examiner about them as well. Okay. So here's 3 secret tips from actual VA raters. Brian, tell your veterans to be very clear with the condition you're claiming. Don't just write a knee condition or a back condition or a neck condition if there's something more descriptive based upon the actual diagnosis in your record. Okay. Again, be accurate, be descriptive. The rater doesn't have time to go hunt for information. Tell them in plain English what you're claiming and be descriptive. Secret tip number 2, tell your vets less is more. More is not more. Okay. Hope is not a strategy. Throwing everything but the kitchen sink at your claim, uploading tens of thousands of pages of records, and trying to let the VA sort it out is a recipe for disaster. That claim is going to take forever, number 1. And number 2, it's likely to either be denied or come back underrated. Okay. Only upload evidence that's actually going to help and be descriptive. Okay. You don't need to have a ton of evidence. You just need to have the right medical evidence. Okay. Absolutely, absolutely critical. Number 3, Brian, private medical evidence to include evaluations, nexus letters, independent medical opinions from private providers are extremely helpful when you're trying to prove medical diagnosis, nexus for service connection, and current severity of symptoms. You provide an incredible, much needed service for veterans. Thank you for all you do. Again, if you're stuck, if you're frustrated, if you're underrated, you can get connected with a VA claim expert in a matter of minutes. You can start free today at vaclaimsinsider.com. Now, who feels like this? Raise your hand. I got 2 hands in the air. I just covered a lot of information. I tend to talk pretty fast, even though I showed it on the screen. Okay. Sometimes when you're navigating this process, it can feel like this girl right here. Okay. Like you're drinking from a fire hose and you don't really know what you're supposed to do. Okay. Now, can I have your permission to share how you can get the VA disability benefits you've earned for your honorable service? Okay. Just say yes. Say I always ask this question first. Okay. Now, here's what our stats show us, fellow vets, hearing my voice. According to the research we've done and the studies we've done internally, 80% of you hearing my voice right now do not have the rating you deserve. 8 out of 10 of you don't have the rating you deserve, which means you could be missing out on thousands of dollars of tax-free compensation and benefits you've earned for your service every single month. You then may also qualify for things like free medical care for your dependents, scholarships for you and your dependents, things like no property taxes in your state. Many states offer property tax exemptions for disabled veterans. Okay, I want this for you. I want you to get what you deserve, nothing more, nothing less. Okay, are you underrated? If you are, just say yes. because we can help. Okay, we've got an entire army of fellow disabled veterans, no pun intended to our Army vets, fellow disabled vets trained and equipped in my process, as well as a full medical staff that you can access at reduced rates. What do we actually do? We equip you with the strategy, the education, and the medical evidence you need to win and service connect your VA disability claims in less time. Are you finally ready to stop struggling on your own, stop losing on your own, and start winning with us? Okay, now what is this SEM method? You heard me talk about strategy, education, and medical evidence. This is what our process is based on. Okay, everybody's disability claim strategy is different. There may be some conditions you have and some conditions you don't. Okay, but what we've seen is a lot of times you may not even know the things that you're eligible for by law or how you might connect them. So that's where that strategy piece comes in. And again, you can connect with a coach in a matter of minutes. The E of the SEM method stands for education. We don't know what we don't know until somebody tells us. Again, we offer live and on-demand education sessions with our coaches. Right now, we're doing over 70 classes a month that you can pop into, okay, live and on demand. We cover a variety of topics to include things like compensation and pension exam preparation. And then the M stands for medical evidence. VA disability claims come down to medical evidence, period, dot, end of story. You either have enough or you don't. And in my experience, most veterans do not have enough medical evidence. Typically, you don't have enough evidence to prove your nexus, which is required for service connection. Okay, so this is me welcoming you in today, right here, right now, into our premier education-based program, VA Claims Insider Elite. We've helped over 15,000 veterans since 2016. This is what we do every day, all day. We have devoted our lives to serving you, okay? On average, a veteran who completes our program, follows the advice, ends up with a 30% average rating increase. We are the most trusted name. It's such a blessing to be able to serve you. And the best part, again, you can start today free. You don't owe us anything, okay? You don't owe your membership fee unless you get an increase as a result of our services. We've accepted the risk for you as fellow disabled veterans. Okay, now, if and only if you win as a result of our service, the fee is 6 times the monthly increase, payable once at the end of the program. With money you don't currently have, this doesn't cost you out of pocket to access our resources. Okay, now if you want independent medical evidence, there are separate fees for that, not paid to us, paid to a separate organization and separate doctors who are independent from us, but you can get them at reduced rates. Okay, so here's a real example. Brian, I don't have any money. This is going to cost me money. Well, let's go through an example. Hey, let's say you're at 50% right now. You get about $1,000 a month, and we help take you to 90%. You start getting about $2,000 a month. Okay, the total load would be the difference at the end, 2,000 minus 1,000 times 6, payable one time at the end. They might be going, I don't have that kind of money, Brian. Look, some vets choose to pay at a discount, okay, 10% discount at the end, especially if you get, this huge chunk of back pay or however you want to shake it out. Or you can select a 12-month no interest payment plan. So in this example, $500 a month for 12 months at no interest. So think about this. You're still cash flowing an extra $500 a month, even while you're paying us our fee. Okay, it's a no-brainer, vets, in my opinion. I can't think of a better way to structure this deal. If you can, please let me know. Okay, so when you join Elite today, you can say goodbye to all of these things: the lowball rating, your unresponsive VSO, the doctor who may not want to help, the stress and frustration of feeling alone. What do you get today? Exclusive access to the entire VA Claims Insider Elite membership program. I talk about the Elite Experience Plus, access to the network of independent medical professionals. That's a $5,994 value. Now you might be going, what is this EEP Plus? I'll show you a screenshot. You get a veteran coach assigned to you to help lead you and mastermind with you and other vets through the often confusing VA claim process. You'll also get a leader to guide you through our resources. You're going to get instant access today to the EEP Plus Elite Experience Portal, exclusive ebooks, quick hit video tutorials, templates, and members only content. I've seen some people online going, this is all freely available online. Clearly, you've never been into the Elite Experience Portal Plus because it's not freely available online. It's part of our proprietary resources, as well as VACI 1, live and on-demand video education training and coaching calls. We're currently teaching 17 classes per week with Q&A sessions. Okay, now there's an optional thing here for medical evidence. You're not required to use or get medical evidence. Okay, now you may want to, but that's up to you. It's a personal decision. Remember I talked about EEP Plus. You will not find these videos on YouTube. These are exclusive members only access. You're going to get access to EEP Plus today when you become a VA Claims Insider Elite member. I walk through our 8-step proprietary process. I go through it with you on the screen. Again, you're going to get a coach, and you see you've got all these little action moments here with video tutorials that teach you how to do certain things or why you should do them. Okay, you can also download the slides. Remember I talked about our VACI 1 live coaching and education platform. Nobody is even close to this level of service. If you wanted, you could join our coaches live for 3 to 4 classes per day on average. Okay, there's a morning session, coffee with the coaches, mastermind roll call, C&P exam prep and coaching, VA claim filing walkthrough. Okay, we share how you do certain things on the screen so you can follow along yourself at your own pace. Okay, we talk about high value claims. We talk about secondary claims, HLRs and supplementals if you've been denied, education benefits. We actually just added a new session for women veterans. We have a women's only class where you can show up and just chat about life and things going on. Okay, again, we're always adding new and exciting coaches or coaching and education classes that can help you. We just did a high value VA home loan class. We had a VA home loan expert come in and deliver a 2-hour high value class. I'm gonna download actually that recording and upload it to the Elite Experience Portal Plus for you. Okay, so what else are you gonna get? EEP access, plus our team, plus access to independent providers, plus 1 year of access to the live 24/7, 365 VA Claims Insider Mastermind group on Facebook. We are now over 13,000 members. Again, you're never alone. Live 24/7 Q&A, iron sharpens iron. That's what a mastermind is. We're fellow vets. We serve and support each other. I post in there often. Okay, so you're going to get to connect with me personally. Okay, again, welcoming you in. Stop fighting alone. Get involved with a community of fellow disabled vets again. Now, look, these are real results from real clients. They weren't paid. None of these were doctored or altered. 100%, 100%. Thank you so much. Time to buy some swag. Boom. By the way, my brand new book is here just to show you. It's called You Deserve It, the definitive guide to getting the veteran benefits you've earned. You can secure a copy right now on Amazon or Barnes and Noble. Again, You Deserve It, the definitive guide to getting the veteran benefits you've earned. It's unbelievable. This book, 330 plus pages of solid gold, has the potential to change your life. Okay, I'm also going to reveal and explain a little known scholarship program to help you get up to $5,000 per year in direct award academic scholarships for your spouse and dependents, how to file for it, how you get paid for it. There's a masterclass video, there's an essay strategies handbook, and I cover this in depth every single year. Okay, here's some more testimonials. I mean, look, folks, and again, a shout out to my amazing team. Okay, we're over 125 full-time employees now at VA Claims Insider. It is an amazing blessing to be able to serve and support y'all live and in community. And we want to help change your life. Okay, that's why we do this. We help veterans celebrate life change. That's why we do this. Oh, by the way, we can help you get a higher VA rating in less time if you're eligible by law. Okay, so what else are you going to get? Here's the total stack today. EEP Plus, access to our live and on-demand coaching sessions, access to independent medical professionals for IMOs, Nexus letters if you need them. I've got tons of example templates, including higher level review templates, supplemental claim templates, how to write a statement in support of a claim, a buddy letter template, all inside EEP Plus. You're also going to get access to the VA Claims Insider Mastermind group on Facebook, to include a masterclass that I just mentioned I'm going to upload on VA home loans, the VA home loan masterclass, and how to get $5,000 per year in direct award academic scholarships for your spouse and dependents. We're now at 11,558 of value. Okay, now look, don't just take my word for it. I want you to go read reviews. Okay, go read other reviews. Now, do me a favor and read the real reviews. don't don't read some of the reviews of. Well, actually, I want you to read them. But we've got some disgruntled folks out there spreading rumors and lies about us, and I get it. Look, it comes with the territory. But look, I'm choosing to love our haters. What I want you to do, though, is I want you to do your own research, and I want you to read the testimonials and the reviews from actual veterans just like you who have had their lives changed because of the VA Claims Insider movement. Okay. You can start today for free. And no, I'm not kidding. And you can get this insane extra value that I'm offering today. Okay. So if this sounds amazing to you, just raise your hand. I got two hands in the air and say yes. Okay. If you're done being stuck, if you're sick and tired of being sick and tired and fighting alone, and you want to get connected with some experts, fellow veterans who care about you as a human being first and foremost, VA Claims Insider Elite is for you. Okay. And you can start free right now at VA Claims Insider Elite.com. Again, if you want to experience this life changing education based program yourself, get connected with experts and fellow vets who care, you can start today for free at VA Claims Insider Elite.com. Now, guess what? If you only got this, the only thing you're risking right now is your time. Okay. Because you don't owe us unless you get an increase. If you go through the program and you haven't got the increase or the benefits you've earned, or you lose your claim, you don't owe us. It's pretty simple. We are fully with you with skin in the game, okay, to try to serve and support you to the best of our abilities. And again, you can start today free at VA Claims Insider Elite.com. But I got one more special bonus today. If you join today, I am also going to give you instant free 1-year access to the brand spanking new Military Disability Made Easy all access program. Okay. This alone is a $239 value. It's a special bonus to you today. When you sign up for the Elite program, you're going to get a special checkout discount code, good for 1 year. This is a $239 value just for joining the Elite program, folks. Again, it's a value stack. It's just another thing that we're doing to help serve fellow vets. Okay. Now you got two choices. You can not join, not take action, don't get results, don't get the VA rating you deserve, keep fighting, keep endlessly searching, frowny face. Or you can join today, start free, access the expert level strategy, education, and medical evidence you need to finally get what you've earned for your honorable service, regardless of what you feel like right now. Again, you can start today free, VA Claims Insider Elite.com. Look at Mark and Pedro. I mean, it's again, these are fellow vets on the screen who have had their lives changed forever as a result of the VA Claims Insider movement. I'm so proud of these fellow vets. Right? I mean, look at Mark. Thank you, Jesus. You guys helped me after 43 years. I'm speechless. This right here, folks, is called life change. Now, who's guilty of information alone? Endlessly searching amateur opinions. How do I know that? Because I've been in many of these Facebook groups, and man, there are amateur hour opinions about what you should do, and it's scary. It is scary to read what folks are telling others to do because they're amateur hour opinions. Okay. Or you can spend 10 to 15 hours with us, take action, connect with exactly what you need to do with a personalized strategy, education, and medical evidence, and get the VA rating you deserve. Start free. VA claims, insiderelite.com. Rosio. Wow. Got bumped up. Hundo. Richard E. Finally my turn. Hundo P&T. Folks, look, we can help you get the VA rating and compensation you deserve for you and your family. Now, as VA Claims Insider Elite for me, I want you to read this slide, but I'm going to tell you who VA Claims Insider Elite is not for. Okay. If you're going to sit back and not learn, don't join this program. If you are going to be a passive observer and expect everyone to do all the work for you, don't join this program. Okay. Because we don't do the work for you. We can't, we're not accredited. Okay. We're going to lead you, coach you, guide you. The new va.gov website is extremely intuitive. You can represent yourself if you want to before the VA, or you can still choose to work with an accredited organization if you don't want to actually prepare and file the claim yourself. Okay. But yeah, you got to do some work. Okay. Nobody should care about your VA benefits more than you do. Okay. So if you want to just, tiptoe around and not take action and not be accountable, don't join our program. But if you're somebody who believes what we believe, if you want to take action, if you want to learn, if you want to serve and support others and get connected with other vets again, if you deserve a higher rating and you're willing to fight for it, this is for you. Okay, you can start free today at vaclaimsinsiderelite.com. Here's the final stack again. I added the bonus Military Disability Made Easy free 1-year membership to the All Access program. Okay, you'll get the discount code once you join today. Total value $11,797. And again, you don't pay for this up front. You pay for it at the end with money you don't currently have, if and only if you win your VA claim and get a higher rating. Thanks for listening. I got a free bonus for you today. Get out your mobiles, text to the number 678 506 7543. You're going to text Insider2, all caps. You'll get a little message from me once you hear from me. Reply back to my message with your best email address, and I'm going to share over 833 rateable disabilities that you may be eligible for by law, but I break them down in this brand new spanking secret guide. You can also get my brand new book right now on Amazon, You Deserve It, the definitive guide to getting the veteran benefits you've earned. I can't wait to get a copy of this in your hands. It is 330 plus pages of solid gold. It's an action plan for you. You're going to learn about incredible benefits, federal benefits, state benefits, nonprofits and for-profit discounts. I can't wait to get a copy of this in your hands. Again, You Deserve It. You can get it right now on Amazon or Barnes & Noble. Fellow vets, thank you so much for your service, for your sacrifice to our country. God bless you and your family. If I can do anything to help you, please just reach out.